Alright guys, are you ready for part 4 for restoring Henry Diston D8 with a thumb hole on the handle? All we have left to do is restore the medallion, or all of the pins, and what we're going for is a look similar to this. So we want all the letters really shiny and just to pop out. We want the outside rim to be nice and shiny, and we're also looking to get rid of a little bit of that darker color on the inside, which is a little bit tricky to do. So we'll get to that. And in the last video we did setting and straightening the saw. All we have left is this, and it's very easy to do. The regular pins and the screw part. And our handle's looking really good. No work needed. There's a little name on the tool if you guys can read that. There you go. So to do this, we're going to get a drill press and we're going to chuck these up into it so it'll spin it for us. And we'll just put sandpaper at the bottom and it'll be nice and shiny. I don't know if I've showed you guys yet, but here's my recent sharp job. I might have showed the Facebook group, International Saw Filers, but I don't know if I've showed you guys. It would have been in the recent video, but some of the teeth need to be refiled because there's a little bit of rust on them. Because if you look at temperature gauge right here, right there, it says it is, focus for you guys, just over 43 degrees, so it's really cold and it's been raining outside, so that's a little bit why there's a little rust on the teeth. I did set that one saw, so there's not a ton of work to do, but we do have to restore the blade and the handle. Okay, so we're gonna set this stuff to the side because we're going to set our drill press down here and bring it around and put it right here. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to take the bit I currently have out, and I will start with the medallion for you guys. So basically what it looks like before is this. Seen it plenty of times like this. And we'll just tighten it until it won't slip out. Make sure it's nice and tight. Give it a little bit of a run, see if it works fine and everything. And then we will start with a scotch pad. And we'll run it out along the outside. Okay, so we'll occasionally take it out and check to see how it looks. As you can see, it's already much better. We'll keep on going just for a little bit longer. We'll take it out again. Looks really good now. Focus it for you guys. There you go. So now that we're at this point, we're going to want to go along the edges so it looks really nice. So we're going to switch over to a sandpaper. I'll do a, let's see what it is. It's a 200 grit at first, and then I'll switch over to a 400 grit, and then I'll get to my 1000 and possibly a 2000. Now, what I forgot to mention at the beginning is because it wobbles right here because it's not completely level, if you can see that, you want to go all the way around so it gets all of the metal, because if you do it just here, it'll only pick up, say, 3/4 of it. If you do it here and here, it'll pick up all the spots that you missed right here. So I'm switching to my 400 grit now. I'll just do the same thing. And while you're doing this, you want to make sure you're not hitting any of the letters. You just want to stay to the side and be careful, because you can't put the steel back on the medallion. So once it's off, and you'll just have to live with it. So just take your time. It doesn't take long. So I'm now switching to the 1000 grit. Once you've done the highest grit you've done, or you've wanted to do, just double check it. It looks good. Bring it closer so you guys can see. Come on. Let's see if I can get the light in it for you guys. There So it looks really nice. Because it looks really nice, I'm going to take the next step and I'm going to do my leather. Now, for the leather, I am not going to be using, let's see, this nice leather, because it's really stiff if you look at it. I'm wanting to use this leather. So it's what I call fancy leather. So it's really thin, flexible. I want a little bit of a smaller piece if I can. So I'll end up cutting this to about finger size. So once again, just put the medallion back in. Right about there. And I think it's a little bit, nah, I think that's better for you guys. And we'll come by and take our leather and just polish even the letters. Once you've done that, just flip it over and do the same with the finer side of the leather. So it looks pretty good. Ooh, why are you not focused? There we go. Looks really good. And I'll attach a picture of what it looks like. Okay guys, don't hate me, but that was only 1 of our 10 done. But the medallion does take about the same amount of time as if you're doing the rest of the 9. Because you have to go a lot slower, be really, really careful not to mess up anything, because it is easy to mess it up. So we'll just go really quick, going to 120 grit, so it'll be really nice and easy. It doesn't take nearly as long, and you have to watch it, I'd say, pretty close. So just keep looking at it. It's almost done. And then don't pull it out, just switch to your next grit, which mine is the 400. Check it again. Looks really good. We'll step it up back to our 1000 grit. So the screws are pretty much just the same. I'll show you guys this me doing this full time, and then I'll do a speed up at the end for the rest, just so you guys don't have to sit through this painful not wasted time, but miserable time spent working on rusty medallions and screws. Like I said earlier, switch over to the 400 grit or whatever you're using. I usually like doing the cup like I am, so I just cup my hand and press it against it, because it keeps how it's a concave to it, keeps the roundness to it. And directly over to the 1000 grit, cup my hand, move it around a little bit, makes a nice little polish mark on your sandpaper. You can do the sides if you want, just give them a little bit of polish. I usually do this to some extent, not too much. There we go. You guys can see that pop out. Just keep polishing it. And back over to the leather. Do a cup hand again, works easiest. Switch it over to the other side, do another cup hand, so keep rotating it. Then you can come in with the rougher side of the leather and do the sides, give it a nice polish, switch back over, and so you guys can see, looks really nice. Alright guys, we are done, and our medallions look great. Or our screws look great. So let's put it together and see how the finished saw looks. Slide one in. Move those out of the way. Push down. If you have a screw that's not wanting to fit, just find a little piece of wood and give it a little bit of a tap. It's still not going in. Just check to see where it's at. Try moving it. There we go. Now we have our medallion last. We'll flip it over and do the same. So we'll start piecing fitting our screws in. Then grab our screwdriver and carefully tighten the saw. And you don't want it to be to the point where you're going to strip out the metal, and you want all of these to be facing the same way. So if you have to, just back it up a little bit. Move it for you guys a little bit. There you go. Remember, we don't want to strip it out. So we'll go right about there. Start tightening. And right about there. And back it up just slightly. Alright, we got everything tightened down. I don't think it's focusing there. Looks pretty good. All the screws are facing the same way. All nice and shiny. I like the brass on this side. I don't know why this side only has one brass. Probably was replaced at some point. And we got our Henry Diston D8. Really nice looking. Got our sharp teeth. It's nice and straight. I don't think you guys can see, but it's nice and straight. So, the saw looks nice, and we are finished. It's nice and smooth, set, everything. It's done. Thanks guys for watching, and don't forget to click the like button, and while you're down there, hit the subscribe button, because every subscribe helps a lot. Because currently we're only at 170 subscribers, so we're not that far. And with nothing else to say, thanks guys, and see you on the next video.